$13 billion in sales last quarter for Apple, doubling its profit. The technology titan on a run. Rick Hancock, Fox 61 tech guru. Man, you know, and I talked to you a few weeks back, saying, you know what, Apple, if I had some money, I would invest in Apple. I went to one of their stores. I'm a PC guy. But I was impressed more with their customer service. How much is that driving all this?
Well, if you had some money, you'd buy me lunch.
Yeah, well, don't hold your breath.
Yeah, I think a lot of people, a lot of people have been following technology and Apple for a long time. Really aren't that surprised about the latest profit report coming out of Apple. You know, they sold a ton of iPhones and iPods, and the PC market for them has certainly picked up over the years. Although they still have a minuscule amount of the market share for the PC market, the iPad and the iPhone has really kind of driven Apple's success lately.
So now, what are they doing right? They have technology, and they have high-end items. What's impressive here, they have high-end items in a tough economy. And great customer service, right?
Right, and that combination, the innovation, people who love Apple products, and I've been a long-time Apple fan for decades now. You know, we love the innovation, we love the way they package the product, the sex appeal to it, but they work out the box. You don't really have to put a lot of strenuous effort into working an Apple product, and that's been the big attraction. And yes, it's a high value, but if you look at, say, getting an Apple PC, the Apple PC comes loaded with a ton of software. If you buy a PC from the Microsoft world, you know, a lot of times you have to buy the software you want. So the cost actually, in my opinion, evens out after a while.
So when comparing Apple to Microsoft back in the day was the big daddy. Is Apple now usurp Microsoft?
No, not in market share, and I don't think Apple ever really wants to. And, you know, again, as I said, in the PC world, as far as smartphones, they still trail the BlackBerry, the RIM. Apple still trail that, but they're gaining ground there. And as I said a few moments ago, Apple only has 8% of the PC market, but that's okay. I mean, you have a passionate tribe of people that follow the Apple product, and yes, they're growing. The stores, the retail outlets have certainly helped boost their cachet in a lot of people's minds and the ease of use. But I don't think Apple really ever wants to be the big guy on the block. I think they always want to maintain, and just the relationship, it's a closed environment. Microsoft has a very open environment. Google, you should also watch out for Google. Google, probably the competition really between Google and Apple. Apple, they're both very innovative companies, and Google's a very innovative company, but they tend more towards the open source environment. Developers love developing products for Google because you can do almost anything you want. Apple, you have to pretty much play by Apple's rules. Again, that's why I don't think Apple ever really wants to be so big, because you have to play by their rules.
Now, what's next? I'm just getting used to the laptop, Hancock. Now we got iPhone, we got the iPad. I'm an old school guy. Can they slow this thing down? Let us get used to one thing before they keep bringing in these new technologies.
Not if they want to continue having profit reports like they had earlier in the week. No. And in June, what's next? The iPhone G4. So the next innovation of iPhone will come out in June. I'll be first in line to get that after I get my iPad.
What's that going to do?
It's actually it's going to be, well, it's hard to say because we haven't seen it. Although there was a big to do that an engineer at Apple was testing the phone, left it at a bar. A tech blog site, bought it for $5,000, ripped it apart. And so what they were able to come up with is it has some new bells and whistles that the older phone doesn't have right now, but it's already an outstanding phone, and I'm sure it's going to sell a gazillion handsets. And, you know, so the next thing for Apple will be, you know, is it going to maintain its relationship with AT&T? Is it going to go with Verizon? So that's the next thing for Apple. They also, 2 weeks ago, Steve Jobs announced that they're going to be competing with Google, this competition with Google again, in distributing ads through the applications that they provide for the iPad and the iPhone. The application market is huge right now.
Well, slow that down. Okay. In layman's language now. So now you're going to see advertising on these iPads, right?
On iPads and on the iPhone, yes.
Okay.
So you go to the
where it's all going at, right?
Yeah,
all this content is going to the
It's all mobile. People, you know, a desktop is obsolete. A laptop is a new desktop, and your mobile phone, your smartphone, is a new laptop, as well as the iPad. These mini devices and the Kindles and things where people can access media wherever they go, wherever they are. And so the applications that you can buy or for free that can help you do certain functionalities that you want to do, from stock, weather, sports, or, you know, reading the Hartford Current or watching Fox 61. These applications are becoming really big. So now these developers will be able to embed their own ads in these as a way to make additional revenue.
New frontier, huh?
New frontier.
How about with the schools now, public schools, technology moving at the speed of light? Do you find the educational market keeping up with the commercial market?
It depends. I think, again, I think the concentration is going to have to be in the mobile market, and that's where the action is, because a lot of the digital divide isn't as wide as it used to be because of the smartphones. A lot of kids who may not be able to, and their families might not be able to afford a computer in the home, have cell phones that can access the internet and access information, so that divide. So now it's just a matter of providing appropriate content that kids are going to want to read and should read and be able to consume. That's going to be probably the next challenge.
Thinking of talk about phones, I was driving around the other day. Think about it. When's the last time you saw a payphone on the corner?
Yeah,
street?
how about that? Yeah, no.
You can't buy them
It's been a long time. Payphone, mailboxes, they're going the way of you buying me lunch.
Yeah, hold your breath on that. So, where are we now? Let's talk about the whole media situation now.
Right.
We talked many months back, media changing rapidly now, everyone converging. What does this mean now for media? Can they keep up, and will they be adjusting accordingly?
When you look at the iPad and the Kindle, which is produced by Amazon, it's kind of that gap between the cell phone and the laptop. It's that mobile device that you can take in a lot of different places.
The Kindle. A lot of folks who are not as savvy as you are, the Kindle is what?
Yeah, the Kindle is an e-reader, an electronic reader that is.
An e-reader is what?
As an electronic reader where you can go to a store, and download publications, right. Newspapers, magazines,
digital.
And digital. Right. And Apple's iPad is its entry into that. And publishers are very excited. New York Times, USA Today, they have incredible apps for the iPad already, and they're hoping that it will, give a nudge to the publishing industry, particularly the print industry, because people are paying for these apps. I know that a lot of people aren't paying for online newspapers, but I have a ton of paid news apps for my iPhone, and people are paying for news apps on these mobile devices because people want to be able to access the information they want when they want.
And if you're a publisher, it stays on paper, isn't that right? So you save money, right?
Exactly, saves money, and it's very interactive because unlike you print something today on a paper, you have to wait until tomorrow to update it. But these digital e-readers allow you to instantly update news and information and generate interactive conversations with the users.
All right, he's Rick Hancock. I'll buy you lunch when I buy an iPad. Next time I'm in the Apple store buying an iPad, I will buy you lunch. So hold your breath hard on that. When we come back, a little shop talk with entertainment attorney James Walker. What advice would he give Katie Stevens and Conan O'Brien? And we'll think of some other folks, other things to talk about. Don't go away.